Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah, and for today's video we're going to answer a question I often get from aspiring singers and musicians. How many hours does it take to memorize 3 songs in one day? This is a really great question because as performers, memorizing songs is a fundamental skill we need to master. Many of us want to learn a lot of songs quickly, especially if there's an upcoming gig, audition, or special performance. But of course, it's not always easy. The truth is there's no single answer to this question. The time you'll need depends a lot on many things. First, it depends on the complexity or type of song. It takes different effort for a simple, catchy pop song compared to a technical R&B run or a long musical theater piece. Second, a big factor is a person's personal learning style and speed. Some people can memorize lyrics quickly, while others pick up the melody faster. Your musical background and experience also play a role here. In this video, I'll share my personal tips and a breakdown of how you can estimate the time you need for different types of songs. We'll talk about strategies for simple songs, moderately difficult ones, and of course those really challenging songs. My goal is to give you a realistic timeline and methods to make your practice sessions more efficient. So, if you're ready to level up your song memorization skills, let's get started. Let's start with the easiest simple songs. What do I mean by simple songs? These are usually pop songs we hear on the radio, songs with repetitive choruses, a simple structure, verse chorus, bridge chorus, and an easy-to-remember melody. Because of their repetitive nature and catchy hooks, they really stick in our minds faster. For these kinds of songs, my estimate is you'll only need 1 to 2 hours to memorize each one. My approach here is to dedicate 1 solid hour to learning. For the first 15 minutes, just listen to the song repeatedly. Don't try to sing yet, just feel the flow, the rhythm, and the emotion of the song. Then, for the next 30 minutes, get the lyrics. Read them like a poem. Understand the story. After that, try singing along with the original artist, while still holding the lyrics. This will help you connect the words to the melody. In the last 15 minutes of your 1-hour study, try singing without the lyrics. Don't worry if you forget some lines, just go back for a moment. The important thing is you're trying to recall it from your memory. After this session, take a break. Give your brain time to process everything. A few hours later or before you go to sleep, set aside 15 to 30 minutes for a quick review. Sing the whole song again. Reviewing is just as important as learning itself. This strengthens the neural pathways in our brain, which is why we remember things. So for a simple pop song, 1 hour of focused study and 15 to 30 minutes of review is enough. If your target is 3 simple songs in a day, you can allocate 3 hours for learning and approximately 1 hour for review at the end of the day. Remember, consistency is key. Short but focused practice sessions are more effective than one long session where your mind and voice are already tired. Don't force yourself if you feel your brain isn't receptive anymore. Take a break, drink some water, and come back to it later. With this method, you can easily memorize 3 simple songs in a day without feeling overwhelmed. The important thing is the right strategy and understanding the learning process. Now, let's move on to moderately difficult songs. These are the songs that are a bit more complex. Maybe it's an R&B song with some riffs and runs, a ballad with deeper and more poetic lyrics, or a song with a not-so-predictable song structure. It's no longer as simple as verse, chorus. There might be a pre-chorus, a long bridge, or different lyrics in each chorus. For these songs, we need more time and patience. My recommendation is to set aside 2 to 3 hours for learning each moderately difficult song. The process is a bit deeper compared to simple songs. Break the song into sections, verse 1, chorus, verse 2, bridge, and so on. Study each section one at a time. For example, focus on verse 1 first. Listen to it, sing along, and try to memorize it before moving to the chorus. Don't try to memorize the whole song all at once. For songs with tricky melodies or vocal runs, my technique is to record myself. Listen to the original and then record your voice imitating it. Listen to your recording and compare it to the original. Where did you make mistakes? Where did you struggle? This active listening and self-correction process is incredibly effective. For more complex lyrics, write them down manually. The physical act of writing helps reinforce memory. Write the lyrics while listening to the song. After your 2-hour focused study session where you studied the song section by section, rest is important. Let all the information settle in your mind. Later, or the next day, set aside 30 to 60 minutes for review. In this review session, try to sing the whole song from beginning to end. Bring the lyrics, but try not to look at them unless you really need to. Mark the parts you always forget. Memorizing 3 moderately difficult songs in one day is a big challenge. It might require 6 to 9 hours of study. If this is your goal, make sure you have enough energy and mental space for it. It might be better to spread it out over 2 days so you don't burn out. Learning is not a race. The important thing is to learn the song correctly with heart, and not just memorize the words and notes. And now, for the most dedicated among us, let's talk about complex songs. These are the Mount Everest of song memorization. We're talking about classical arias, long musical theater pieces with dialogue, or jazz standards with complex chord changes and improvisation. These songs don't just have difficult melodies and lyrics. Often, they also have a specific character, emotion, and technical precision that you need to deliver. For these kinds of masterpieces, you need a big investment of time. My estimate is it will take you 3 to 5 hours or even more for just one song. Here, just listening is not enough. You really need a deep dive analysis. If there's sheet music, study it carefully. Understand every note, the dynamics, piano, forte, the tempo changes, and all the musical markings written by the composer. This is your map. The process here is truly methodical. Work on it measure by measure. Yes, you heard that right, measure by measure. Perfect the first 4 bars before you move to the next 4. For musical theater songs, you need to memorize not just the singing, but also the acting. What is the character feeling in this line? Why is he singing it this way? Understanding the context and character will help you anchor the lyrics and melody in your mind. It's no longer just words, it becomes an experience. Because of the weight and difficulty of these songs, reviewing is even more critical. After your 3 hours or more of study, you need a longer review time. Set aside 1 to 2 hours for reviewing. And this is not just once. You need to do it every day for several days to truly cement it in your memory. Repeat the difficult passages. Use a metronome to ensure your timing. Record yourself and listen with a critical ear. Memorizing 3 complex songs in one day is almost impossible, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's a recipe for frustration and burnout. A more realistic goal is to learn one complex song over several days or even a week. Learning this kind of music is a marathon, not a sprint. Give yourself grace and patience. The reward at the end, the ability to perform a difficult piece with confidence and artistry, is worth all your hard work. So, to wrap everything up, the question of how long does it take to memorize 3 songs in one day has an answer that depends on the difficulty of the songs. In total, the time needed to memorize 3 songs can range from 3 to 15 hours depending on the difficulty level of the songs. If your target is 3 simple pop songs, you might be able to do it in 3 to 6 hours. If it's 3 moderately difficult songs, it might take 6 to 9 hours. And if it's 3 complex pieces, well, that's a multi-day project. The most important takeaway here is the importance of allocating enough time and regular review to remember them more easily. Don't underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. While we sleep, that's when our brains truly process and solidify what we've learned. Don't force yourself to cram. Consistent, focused, and well-rested practice is better. Remember that each of us has our own learning pace, so don't compare your progress to others. I hope these tips and breakdowns have helped you. Memorizing songs is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better through practice and the right strategy. Most importantly, enjoy the learning process. Music is about expression and connection. Thank you so much for watching. If you have your own memorization techniques, please share them in the comments below. I would love to read them. See you in the next video.